What's going on, Cancer? And welcome to the Chariot Friends. Justin here, and I hope you're feeling wonderful today. Especially if it's your birthday today. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Yeah. Alright, Cancer. For those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just amazing, Cancer. And it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy how yourself has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. So, the purpose of this channel, for those of you who have Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, wherever, Cancer, this one's for you. And I do tarot card spreads based off is this our ruler here? Yes, it is an obsidian moon, Cancer. A good old moon. This is literally, I really love this. I thought I'd get tired of it. Well, no, I didn't. But now I'm seeing I'm really not. And I will talk about what sign she's in, not just about her, but what sign this actual moon is in, and what phase she's in, and when she's going void of course, there's all those lunar shenanigans. And now that I got her, there's going to be plenty of them. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates with you. Leave some of the lunar shenanigans with me. And never force a reading on the situation, and everything will be dope, Cancer. Now, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Crystals. Feeling lovely. There's great energy all around here, Cancer. And how could it not be? I mean, I think I say this for like every sign, but especially this one. Well, after our own. You got the moon in Leo here, Cancer. And I say that, how could we not? Because this is a very fun placement for the moon. Okay, dope. Yeah, dope. But the Leo is very fun energy, very creative, very much about creativity and things. So this is a great energy for you to tap into that energy of self-expression, Cancer. Go have yourself some fun, especially if we maybe have any little ones, or maybe we work in like child care, things along those lines. This could be something where go having fun with them. Go playing in the park, or I was gonna say play some NASCARs. Do we still got NASCARs, Cancer? I'm assuming we do. But go doing all those fun things, Cancer. But you know what? Again, how I was saying, like tap into even like that inner child type of energy, Cancer. This could even bring it a little more sunlight into everyone's day. Really kind of I don't know, just because the moon, our ruler, reflects the sun anyway. So go ahead and shine bright, Cancer. But also, this is a great energy for love and romance as well, Cancer. So maybe if you've been feeling granted, Venus is about to go retrograde here soon, so we're probably already starting to feel the energy effects of that. Relationships may slow down a little bit, but they're not going to be impossible, Cancer. So if you think about a little romance there, Moon and Leo's got your back. And then you couple that with the new moon phase, and I feel like with Leo energy, as creative as they are, and as Cancer, you can really cook up something just amazing here, because the new moon is about planting what you desire, sowing those seeds, and then clarifying your intentions, and just making a wish, Cancer, seeing where this energy is going to take you. This card, or on this card, says that it's represented by the Fool here, and I like that energy. The Fool, Aquarius, or not Aquarius, Uranus rules Aquarius, which is Leo's opposite sign. But I feel like Cancer, this is the opportunities here, I feel like, could be really, really dope if we work with these energies. But then last couple of things. These readings that I do, they're not gender-specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations. And then the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested, Cancer. But also down below are some links for some other readers that I like watching, so definitely give them a check out there, Cancer. Really great group, and I think you'll enjoy them and find them as fun as I do. But let's get to your general energy of the day here. Oh, interesting, Cancer. So you got the 9th card of Geminis here, which is the worry beads. And with this card, this is a card of worry, fear, anxiety, irritated, calming, soothing, bored. Interesting. Passing time, upset, unease, needs care, fretful, ritual, repetitive motion, de-escalate, and nervous tick. And interesting, Cancer, I thought we were going to have a little anxiety, but it seems like we may, for some of us, we might just be a little bored. In which, if that's the case, Cancer, because it was the bored that was coming through in the repetitive motion. And if it feels like that, maybe life has gotten very predictable. Or maybe there's just hasn't been, yeah, there's just been a lack of fun in our lives, or a lack of, yeah, just like there's not that fool energy, that like carpe diem, going to seize the day or something. Let's see if we can. How can we fix that? You know what? I feel like it's, if it's, for example, let's say the predictability of things. Where, listen, Cancer, I'm all for like a good routine. Like I live for it, but if we do find ourselves not being stimulated by that routine, it's like maybe we could either, it's not even saying that we're changing up our routines, for example, Cancer. This could be even just like adding a more kind of creative touch to it. Let's say if every day, we do the same thing, it's just like we get up, we brush our teeth, we make breakfast, shower, all this stuff. It's just like, how can we, are we maybe doing a little dance while we're brushing our teeth, maybe listen to, because what, you doing it for about 2 minutes, Cancer, you find yourself a little jam there or something, or maybe while we're in the shower, maybe we're singing in the shower. Cancer, was the last time you did that? Or you probably maybe do that all the time. And maybe let's try switching up, and maybe let's do a moment of silence. Maybe there, Cancer. Ooh, switch things up a little bit. Yeah, like that, Cancer. But I do feel that there, because boredom is an interesting, I feel like an interesting thing to feel there, Cancer. And let's get a little bit, let's see how we can work with these energies. Let me get some tarot on this. Okay, let's see what we got here. Oh, interesting. Huh. Okay, Cancer. So you have the Devil, the Ace of Wands, the King of Wands, and then the Seven of Cups here. And with these energies, Cancer, I feel like boredom. Because sometimes if I feel like in this state of, how do I even want to put this, Cancer? I feel like that, okay, now I'm getting a little different vibe from this. It feels like with the Seven of Cups here, it's like, because Seven of Cups can be of options, and that's why I feel like if we're bored, then I feel like that it's really just, it's getting yourself out there and getting this energy moving again. Maybe we're the types that we're kind of like a homebody, or, I don't know, Cancer, it feels like a need to, or if we don't feel like that there are much stuff that we like doing, or that we're not passionate about, Cancer, then maybe this is even finding a way to creating some sort of outlet for you to do that. Let's say you want to start a garden, but you don't quite have the space to do it. Maybe we can find a way to get into like a community thing, and like maybe all chip in together, and we can look at that. You're forming friends, like that. Or this could be because really you got some really strong heat here, Cancer, with the King of Wands and the Ace of Wands. And I feel like there's a need to just like, this is too, like, maybe for some we've just been, maybe we've even like limited our options. It's just like, it's like, let's say we're so focused on like maybe the career, or maybe we're trying to get something. I'm not quite sure, Cancer, but it's like, maybe we're in a sense almost like restricting ourselves from this fun, where I do get where discipline is important in things, but I do feel like there's a balance in this, where we can work smart and we can play smart too, Cancer. Because the Ace of Wands, the aces are seeds, just like the new moon here. And what a great thing to set an intention for, Cancer, to bring in more fun into your life during this Leo moon here. And, but if we, if the opportunities are there, but you know the resources are there, but we're not taking action, then the aces are just that they're just potential. You know, if we don't do anything, we don't water the plants or anything, then they don't do anything. But when we start feeding that energy towards this stuff, and then I feel like things really start getting moving here. But let me get a little bit more on this devil here, because this is an interesting energy, Cancer. So let's see what we got here. So the devil is clarified by the Four of Cups, the Five of Crystals, and then one of the unique major arcana cards to this deck here. I like this deck. This deck started this little channel off the Dreamy Moons deck, but then the Self card here. And I feel like with this, Cancer, it feels like that for some. It's like maybe we've been it feels like we've been almost very kind of closed off here with this Self card. It gives me almost a sense of, it's like that maybe some have maybe presented us options for things, or because the Four of Cups is an interesting energy. It's like we can get focused on the fact that we are so bored, or that life has nothing to offer, that we can miss out on the opportunities to create different opportunities for ourselves. Maybe to get out there and socialize. Maybe people have made offers in the past, but we've either turned them down because we've been maybe too busy or too something along those lines. And now we've gotten to this state of where, I don't know, this Self card it gives me a loneliness almost for some of us. And you know, Cancer, I feel like something for some others too. Like if this, maybe we are feeling this loneliness, but we're not feeling like getting out socializing in that aspect, maybe in public. This could be even something like forming joining maybe like a forum, or even seeing if that can go to now you're getting outside of my realm, Cancer, but maybe it could even form into like a group or something along those lines, like a Zoom group, or we're all meet up every weekend and we're having our beverage of choice and then just sitting around catching up, talking about life, getting reflective and things there, Cancer. But yeah, just something to think about there, Cancer. Yeah, because devil energy is kind of tricky, and it's one of those, I feel like boredom and this repetitive cycles and not kind of cutting ourselves off from fun that's a very interesting realm for the devil there. But let's get some let's see what some challenges are, Cancer, with this energy. I do kind of feel like too, Cancer, that there's this, and just with the Seven of Cups and the devil, because sometimes for me the Seven of Cups can be a prelude to a devil situation, and I feel like that it's being mindful of where we pour our energies to feel to stimulate, to be mindful of overindulgence, because if we go from one extreme to the other, that transition can be kind of tough there, Cancer. But let's get some. Oh wow, look at wifey showing up here. Okay, Cancer, interesting. So you have the Queen of Wands, the Six of Wands, the Two of Cups, and then the Moon here, Cancer. And for some, if we're not in a relationship, just because you got the Two of Cups, the King and Queen of Wands, because these two are a very passionate couple, if we're not in a relationship, I feel like that there is a need to kind of tap into, I feel like almost it's like we've been in this King of Wands energy where it's we're passionate, but we're not it's very calculated maybe how we're going about this thing. And I feel like it's the challenge is more so finding that balance of yeah, it's nice to have a game plan. You know how we're going about dating. Maybe we're like, okay, I'm gonna go on like X amount of dates and things along those lines or whatever. I remember talking with someone not too long ago, and they had a very strategic way about how they were going about dates. They were like, oh yeah, no, I was going on like a couple of dates a week and blah blah blah. I was like, wait, what? Like that's aggressive, and there's like no judgment. I mean, I respect your game. She's actually getting ready to. I think they're engaged, so I was like, mission accomplished. But I feel that it is a matter of it's a mix of that structure, but also tapping into that like that spontaneous side of the Queen of Wands, where she doesn't go with really a game plan. She's the type that if she's passionate about something, if she's like, oh, I think I want to get in love, fall in love today. She's not going to. She's going to go right for it. You know, she's the type. She's the type to act first, do ask questions later, but. I almost feel like with this moon here that maybe for some there's this almost like this fear of maybe even stepping out of our comfort zone, or maybe this there's this either this unease, or could manifest as anxiety. I'm not quite sure, Cancer, but I do feel like another challenge, just if this is not like a romance thing, yeah, just a need to just kind of jump in again, tap that Queen of Wands energy and jump into the unknown. Because here's the thing, with the Six of Wands, this can be a card of celebration, success, and stuff. But in order to get to that, there are steps along the way. You know, he didn't just get to the top of that mountain waving those wands just cause. He had to go out and find those wands first. Had to go find himself the right shirt, the right pants. You know, I'm sure there was a lot more to his story. I'm sure we're just getting the base levels, Cancer. But it is remembering that there are steps to get to that place before we, before we get to that end line. But after the moon card is the sun, Cancer in the tarot. So, and we got the sun here. So, and it's so funny, speaking of the sun, you see this sunflower here? The Queen of Wands goes where her happiness is, where the sun is, where fulfillment is. But I also feel too with with the Two of Cups, this can also be like a card for me of like connecting with your higher self. Really kind of tuning in. If we've been feeling this boredom, I feel like that's a strong signal of just like let's spice things up a little bit, Cancer. Let's figure out what we can do to. Mm, what we can do, I was gonna say what we can do to mix things up, but I also kind of, when I was talking about that Devil Seven of Cups energy too, it's just like maybe some of us have gotten bored with even like the routine or something of maybe even like a certain vice or something along those lines, and now we're in this place of like, how do we move past this thing? What does that look like? What steps do we need to take? And that kind of stuff, when we're breaking those type of cycles, that's tough, Cancer, and that is a journey, but there will be challenges, but there will be successes as well. It's celebrating. I feel like, especially if that's something we're doing, it's like remembering that it's going to take a number of small wins in order for you to get to that really big win, to really get to that stronger sense of self. And I feel like if that's something we are working through too, from being mindful of, being kind to yourself and being gentle with yourself as you're going through these energies. Tell yourself, look in the mirror. It's like, hey, even if we had a misstep today, it's just like, hey, this happened, but that does not affect your growth. You learned something from this thing, where you're a better version of yourself than you were when that situation happened. So, and that's what matters at the end of the day, Cancer. All right, Cancer. Let's get some advice from the sun. All right, Cancer, last little bit here. Nice. Hey, was good. All right, Cancer, strong little finish here. So you have the World, the Devil's ruler, Capricorn, the Empress, the Judgment card, and then the Ten of Cups here, Cancer. That's a sweet little finisher here. Let's switch back over. Some advice with this thing, Cancer. I feel like if we've been feeling stuck, or anything along those lines, Cancer. We're having troubles like either changing something or, getting into this routine. I'm not. It's interesting with this judgment card and with the world and the judgment here. This feels very. For some, I do feel like it's that energy of like we're again like we were talking about with the Capricorn, excuse me, the devil energy of like it's like we're setting our own type of restrictions here, that we're being really kind of, because I feel like there's one thing, like there's a difference, there's one thing to be disciplined, but there's another to be, everything this journey is tricky and it's all got to be done within balance here, Cancer. But I do feel that there is a need to work in more just excitement, or just bring in even just some more, just if something is feeling repetitive or anything along those lines, really think about that. What changes can we make, what things can we let go or and kind of release, so that we can come into this this other version of ourselves, this higher vibration. Because let me get a little bit more with the Empress, because there's, let's see what we got here, Cancer. Okay, so the Empress is clarified by the Knight of Crystals and the Six of Crystals. And with that energy, Cancer, yeah, I feel like that it's an energy saying to move on to different experiences, to really kind of expand your world a little bit, and to yeah, to go out there and just like for some, just with this bored thing, or this like maybe just again just kind of stuck in a rut, to just like either maybe this could be where we're learning some new type of skills, or maybe where this could even be where maybe we are kind of going on, like mixing up, maybe going on to travel, maybe going overseas. The Six of Wands could be journey by water. Maybe even think about going on a cruise, Cancer. But yeah, it's an interesting balance of this. Hmm. Yeah, this interesting balance of just like again, like for some, like either this work smart, play smart, or even for some others, there's like when we were talking about maybe we're getting bored with like a certain habit or something along those lines, even just like finding new ways of kind of doing some self-care here, or and doing some things that like fulfill us, you know what I mean, Cancer. But hmm interesting energy there, Cancer. I think I'm gonna get out of that, but hopefully that made sense. And if anything, if you anything resonated with you, give it a thumbs up and share this, Cancer. Because it's because I know it's because I think part of the struggle was like it's sort of like I didn't want it to come across as like you don't know how to have fun, Cancer. But sometimes it's harder to, it's like the phrase that kind of popped in my head is like that sometimes we stick with the devil we know, and it's just like even though we know something is kind of boring or just like may not be good for us or something, that it's comfortable. So I mean, it's very interesting there, Cancer. But if you know someone who might resonate with that, yeah, share this with them. And then subscribe, hit that bell button, get notified when I release videos each day. And then I'm on this meditation app, Inside Timer, and I started a group on there called Zodiacs Raising the Vibration. It's just a group to post positive affirmations, encouraging messages, things along those lines. And then as the group grows, I'm going to start posting like different different, like I can schedule different like guided meditations, binaural beats, ambient music, things along those lines. And maybe we'll do some stuff like sessions like self-care with the Empress, or oh, I don't know, achieving success with the world, or something along those lines. I still got to spitball with a couple of these ones, but definitely check that out, Cancer. And then while you're checking all these things out, you do got quite a bit of planet stuff going on here. Interesting. But you got the Check your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus here, Empress, your Pluto, Judgment, your Saturn, the world. And then I'm on over to my other channel, Alchemist 8. I do videos weekly there. Got different themes. It's a good old time. And all that housekeeping down in the description box below. But let me get you surprise cards here, so I can get you out of here, Cancer. So interesting. You got the Eight of Wands here, and I feel like with the Eight of Wands, it really does feel like if the energy is stagnated, Cancer, it's just like, how can we get things moving? Thank you. And that came out hella fast, Cancer. So I do feel like it's like there's a need for, especially if we've just been feeling kind of sluggish or lethargic or whatever this may be. It's just like, how can we switch that energy up, kind of get things heated up here? Wow, Cancer. No kidding. So you got I'm pretty sure you got this yesterday. You got the Angel's Trumpet here, the 46 card, the Death card. And it's ruled by, we got Pluto here. We got the change, but now it's the action. I feel like that's missing with now we're moving along though, Cancer. I like that. So how fascinating. But I do feel like that there is this need of change, especially, death, judgment. Because I feel like if we keep staying in this ritual, it just gets harder and harder and harder for us to get out of that thing, And listen, I know, Cancer, that type of stuff, it does take time, but it is, when we're working to it would definitely be worth it in the long run there, Cancer. But I think I'm gonna leave that there. Something to think about, just if we need to maybe change up a routine or something. But you stay safe out there. Well, I mean, we're not really. I'm kidding, because I was like, we're not really doing nothing, Cancer. We're just chilling. No, but stay safe out there, Cancer. Because maybe getting bored. Maybe we get a little overzealous there. Push it to the limits with the Queen of Wands. So just be mindful there, Cancer. Keep eyes on the moon. I know she's in a new moon phase, but we can meditate with her, Cancer. Still intuitively feel that energy. And I will catch you on the next one tomorrow.